Hi everybody, this is Olga from Eagle, and today I want to share with you the story that so many people have been asking me about. This is the story of Father Gregory Rasputin, his life and his death. And the biggest question that I often get about Rasputin, whether he was a hero or a villain. And the thing is that even the scholars that study Rasputin today can't fully answer this question. I think that is because the story of Rasputin isn't very black or white. He really had both sides of the story mixed in his personality. So Father Gregory Rasputin was a peasant from Siberia. He was illiterate, and one day, though, when he got sick and he was on the brink of death as a little boy, he allegedly saw a vision. Virgin Mary herself came to him, and after that, he rapidly started getting better. From then on, he believed that he had to devote his life to God, and he learned the Gospels by heart. And as he grew older, he started making pilgrimages to different monasteries all across Russia. Eventually, he made his way all the way to St. Petersburg. He himself claimed that that is because he had another vision. Again, Virgin Mary came to him and told him that he needed to make his way to St. Petersburg because he was needed there. So when he came to St. Petersburg, he really soon was introduced to the so-called Montenegro princesses, who were relatives of the Russian royal family. The Montenegro princesses were really into all things spiritual. They went to spiritual seances where they would summon different spirits. They also patronized many different holy people, healers, fortune tellers, and so on. And they immediately really liked Rasputin. And as I mentioned, they were close to the Russian royal family. Really soon they introduced Rasputin to the Romanovs as well. The thing that really few people in St. Petersburg of that time knew about the royal family is that the child that they had most recently, Prince Alexis, he had hemophilia. And according to the laws of that time, only a male heir could inherit the throne. And basically the throne, the whole inheritance was in danger because the next heir could die any minute. It was a huge secret, and that's why the Romanovs weren't living even in St. Petersburg anymore. They were living in the countryside, kind of trying to stay away from the prying eyes. And when Rasputin got introduced to the royal family, he had the chance to show his healing powers. We don't know exactly how he was able to do that, yet he was able to stop the bleeding and ease the pain of Prince Alexis. On top of that, he was able to just calm down the Empress herself, who some people said, quote unquote, was hysterical because of her son's illness. And that is what got him really close to the royal family. And it's really clear and understandable what a family with a child who was sick would feel and why they would get so close to Rasputin. However, to the people who saw the whole situation from the outside, it was really unclear why the royal family was so close to him. They didn't know about the hemophilia situation. And that is where all of the theories of maybe Rasputin hypnotizing the royal family appeared. Of course, when we think about Rasputin, some other stories that come to mind is they are related to all the inappropriate behavior of Rasputin in St. Petersburg, all the drinking and getting involved with women that he had in St. Petersburg. And most likely, all of these stories are true. However, some people also believe that the secret police or the terrorist organizations would also send imposters to local taverns who would look like Rasputin, and they would act in a really wild way, sort of to spoil Rasputin's reputation. If you are interested in sort of seeing this in cinema and just exploring the story further, I highly recommend the movie with Alan Rickman called Rasputin, the Dark Servant of Destiny. They show that in the movie as well. Anyway, to the people who saw the whole story from the outside, it was really unclear why Rasputin had such a bad influence on the royal family. And at that point, he actually influenced their political decisions. He would ask them to promote or fire different people from governmental positions. And some people believe that he even affected Russia's involvement in World War One. Anyway, local aristocratic families decided that they needed to take some action against Rasputin. And while most people were just talking about it, there was one person in St. Petersburg of that time who decided to really take action. And his name was Prince Felix Yusupov. And he decided that the only way out of it was to murder Rasputin. He had a whole plan devised where at first he wanted to become friends with Rasputin, and then he would invite him over to his palace where he would poison him. And the plan almost worked. Felix found 4 people who would work together with him. One of them was a member of the royal family, Grand Duke Dmitri. I'll tell you why later, it was important. Anyway, Rasputin was invited to the Yusupov palace where Felix said his wife was sick and needed help from Rasputin. But she had guests over and he was just asked to wait downstairs for a little bit, where he was served some cakes and sweet wine with a big portion of cyanide added to them. And Felix later wrote in his memoirs that there was enough cyanide in this food and drink to kill an elephant. And they all knew that Rasputin liked sweets, that he would definitely take the treats, and he did. And all of a sudden, though, after all of this poison, he didn't die. In fact, he saw a guitar in the room and he asked Felix to grab a guitar and play and sing for him. And later again in his memoirs, Felix said, "This was the weirdest moment in my life. I just tried to murder someone and now I'm sitting and playing guitar for this person." Anyway, we don't know for sure why the poison didn't work, though one version of the story suggests that the person who was responsible for getting cyanide decided to not do it last minute and just gave them aspirin instead. Anyway, Felix went upstairs where his posse was waiting for him, and he said, "Look, I just poisoned him and it's not working." And they said, "Well, you have to finish what you started. Go and shoot him." He went downstairs and he saw Rasputin looking at a crucifix in the room. Felix said to him, "You better pray, because this might be your last chance," and shot Rasputin in the back. It was the first time, again, he shot somebody, so he ran back upstairs to his allies, and then they said, "Go, we need to tie him up." And as Felix went back downstairs, he leaned over Rasputin's body, and all of a sudden he saw that Rasputin opened his eyes and actually started wrestling him. Rasputin must have used the fact that Felix was shocked, because he managed to run away through the secret door into the courtyard of the palace. He was then chased by the rest of the crew who shot him. They were able to tie him up, and he put him in the trunk of Grand Duke Dmitri's car. Remember, I told you it was important. Grand Duke Dmitri had a car with the royal emblem on it, and that meant that the police would not be able to stop them. Then they went and dumped the body of Rasputin into the water. The body was found really quickly, pretty much the next day, when the royal family started looking for Rasputin. The body was found in the water. And even though the official medical expertise claimed that he died of being shot, there is a legend that there is maybe another medical expertise that says that Rasputin's lungs were filled with water, which means he was still alive when the body was dumped into the river. Another legend suggests that afterwards they went to burn the body, and they saw that all of a sudden Rasputin came back alive as his body was being burned in the furnace. Well, I don't know. To me, that already sounds pretty much like a legend. What do you think happened to all of the people who tried to kill Rasputin? Well, Nicholas II wanted them all to be exiled to Siberia, and the family of Felix Yusupov even wrote a petition to Nicholas asking him for forgiveness, to which Nicholas replied, "Nobody has a right to kill." However, later, he wasn't able to exile these people, as he himself was overthrown. Felix and other participants of this plot were able to immigrate from Russia and actually lived passed the revolution, and Felix himself was able to publish memoirs where he explained why he killed Rasputin and how. I highly encourage you to read those memoirs because they are translated into English and they're pretty awesome. I hope you like this story. If you want to hear more about Felix Yusupov, his life, I'm offering you to get my tour of the Yusupov Palace and Fabergé Museum, so you get to learn about life in the Russian Empire in the early 20th century. You can see the link below. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful rest of your day.